Yeah, let me start recording. So we will we was looking at the first position which we finished it, I think, and that's when we ended. So pretty much. So we'll start with the second position here. Okay. So yep. Let me first still increase the size so that you can see it very clearly. Yeah, this is the position, and I have it on the game also, I believe. Yeah. Let Is something wrong here. Yeah, this is something wrong. So let me see. Yep, there is something wrong, but that's what it is. Okay, so in this position, look at it. I know what is the right move here. So what had happened is this. White was threatening checkmate on f7, and also the knight is on g4 is n price. How did this happen? Let us look at it. Okay, let's start with the e4, e5, nf3, nc6, bishop c4, nf6. So this is the two knights defense. Open set, modern variation. No, max length variation. So pawn to e5, knight comes here. Knight comes here. White sacrifices the bishop on f7 and goes ahead with the attack here. See, the knight on g4 is there to be taken, but white does not take it immediately. Black goes to g8, thinking that he wants to get out of the main line of fire because he knows that e file is also going to open. F file is anyway, f7 pawn is gone. So now white at this point plays queen f3, threatens, doesn't take immediately the knight on g4 which is available. Okay, instead he threatens the mate on f7, and now black says anyway, I'm okay, means I'm my king is safe, and I'm or trying to get it safe, and he comes back with the knight. Okay, now in this position white to play, it is a beautiful tactic.
So QB3.
Okay, have you seen the this one? QB3 is a wonderful tactic, beautiful check. Now d5 is the only defense, and e takes d5, pasa, check again. Only move, bishop to e6, and queen e6 is checkmate, right? You want to see it again very quickly. In this position, black goes knight to f6. Now you can debate whether this was the right move, not right move, etc. But this is not about analyzing the game. We are just seeing tactics in this position. Wonderful tactic is queen to b3 check, which finishes the game instantly. Okay, so this is the weakness of the diagonal. So because the f7 pawn is gone, right, the whole diagonal has become very weak, and attack along the diagonal, though it looks as if black has got a lot of pieces, etc. But see what happens. In spite of all the pieces being there, just this diagonal finishes black king. d5 you play, that is the only way to block it. But it takes d5, very crucial. And then it's a mate in two. Right? Cool. Okay, so what we will do, we will go to the next position. We'll go to the next position. Yeah, no. Let us look at this position. E4, E5, NF3, NC6, D4. Yeah, this is going away with a slightly different move order, but black also opens up the center, which is good. Knight takes it, queen takes it. Black exchanges off a lot and now decides that, okay, now his knight is under attack. So he could have defended with bishop e6, but he decided to take back the knight to f6. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the tactic for white?
Pawn takes f7.
Yep. Pawn takes f7 check. King has to. King has to. If king takes f7, then
The queen goes.
Then queen takes d8.
correct. Queen takes d8. So, what if black king comes here and wants to get attached to his queen?
Rook e1 check.
Rook e1 check. Absolutely. What if bishop e6?
Sir, over here, why didn't the king capture the bishop on f7?
Sir, queen takes queen.
Queen takes queen. Yeah, actually, here what would happen is what would happen is black. Yeah, the right thing to do is probably take the queen, or you can attack it, and then after he takes it, then you take this bishop for free. Right? That is the thing because white is one piece up extra,
Sir?
one pawn as well as one piece extra, and that is a winning material. That is good enough. So basically, you either get the queen or you get an extra piece. Yeah. Somebody was saying something? No? All right. So yeah, so that is the tactic. So remember, especially when the black, see this happens a lot on the black side if he opens up the game too much, right? Then because he can fall into such things. Okay, fine. Let us go to the next game. No. E4, E5, NF3, NC6, Bishop C4, NF6. So starting point of the two knights defense. D4, Max Lang attack, and Bishop C5, E5, D5, pawn takes. So here black wants to counter attack here. Okay, so rather than defending the knight, he says, "I will attack your bishop, and I'll open my central pawn." This sometimes is a good strategy, but you have to be tactically very correct when this happens because it can the difference can be like a razor's edge. Okay, on just on this side it might be quite okay, just on the other side it might be a dangerous fall. So here there is one such fall. Okay, not too big a fall, but what happens is after this what happens is
Rook e1 check.
rook e1 check, bishop e6. Now yeah, I think let us knight g5, knight g5 here, and if queen takes it, then here the tactic that is there, knight takes e6. You will have to take it with the f pawn, right? You can't take it with the queen, and when you take it with the f pawn, then the double attack is queen to h5 check, picks up the c5 bishop, and also almost forces black to lose the right of castle, almost, right? So that is that. So whenever the f pawn moves, then this kind of a check can come in with a double attack. So queen f7, you will pick up the rook. Sorry, pick up the c pawn. Now, if you simply castle, then you are losing one more pawn. The c5, sorry, c4 pawn of black is also falling, right? So black has to be careful, or very soon it may happen that he will not be able to castle. But be on the lookout for such checks which are so what happens is actually and this used to happen with me also. Okay, so we if we train too much on the chess rules, then we say that queen should not develop early, so we don't think of queen moves. But then some beginners who actually are very fond of moving the queen will be able to spot this kind of thing, but those people who are even studying chess will not be able to spot it. So that happens. It used to happen with me also. So you have to be careful. So you always have to be able to seeing all the possibilities. Yes, you should not generally venture out with the queen, but if you can pick up something, then why not, right? If you can pick up big, then double attacks, especially with the queen, is something that you have to train your eyes and your mind for. Okay, because too much theory chess you follow, then you'll say I will only move my pawns and pieces and later on and on, which is correct. But when opportunities arise, you should be able to take benefit. Okay, let's go to the next one. E4, E5, NF3, and BC4, NF6, D4, castle, ED4, castle, bishop C5, E5, D5, EF6. All of this thing is same. Okay, now here black does not take the thing. Black plays the right move, which is queen D5, knight C3. Can you see the pin on the D4 pawn of black? So white takes advantage of that and moves in with the tempo. Yeah, this right. So this bishop goes back. All of this is happening. Yeah, all of this is happening. Up to here, it is okay. White plays G4. Okay, and black thinks that yo black. Okay, black thinks. Yeah, let us see what happens if black plays queen crosses G4 and gives a check and wants to exchange of the queen. Then
Queen takes queen and then
queen
pawn
takes queen,
F7.
right? So then the move is queen takes queen, bishop takes queen.
Pawn F7 check.
Pawn F7 is checkmate, right? So black wanted to actually by exchanging the queens, he wanted to come out of the attack and then play some normal game. Maybe a little bit of attack is there, but with queens gone. But unfortunately, there is a checkmate itself, right?
Sir, why can't the black queen capture the pawn? The pawn on f6.
Black queen, white cannot capture the pawn on f6. Huh? Okay, because then this bishop is falling, right? This bishop is falling here. And attack against the queen again. So yeah, I mean, it looks to you that it is better than checkmate. Okay, but when it was getting played that time, black was obviously thinking that it is getting exchanged. Queens are getting exchanged, and he thought he will have a better game. But yeah, this game is better than checkmate. But still, black is how much? Just count the pieces and the attack that is there. White should be able to win this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. White is 1 pawn down.
Sir, but the positions are almost equal here. No? The minor pieces are
Material is
same.
almost equal, but okay, let us try to play. Where will black queen go?
D8?
D8. Black queen will go to D8, then queen to F3. Sorry. You can play, but the attack will be too much. That is, attack is there. Yeah, I mean, you can play. Obviously, you can play for a few months, but that's fine. I think you the important point is to know and this about the tactic. So even when black thought he is tactically exchanging of the forcing an exchange of the queens, but he was getting mated. Fine. So let us go to the next one. No. E4, E5, NF3, NC6, D4, ED4, Bishop C4. Slightly different move order, but essentially comes down to as if BC4, NF6, D4, ED4. Same move order. E5, Queen E7. Interesting. This generally is not played, but knight to E4. Hook. Okay. Yep. Yeah, in this position actually I showed the move. What is the winning move for white actually? Let's go back a little bit so that you get it. See, the pawn thrust definitely comes because white sacrifices a pawn on d4 and then uses it to attack. So this is like the Max Lang attack. So e4, black plays queen e7, white castles. You cannot really take the pawn. Black cannot take the e5 pawn. Okay, black cannot take the e5 pawn. So So black knight comes over here. White rooks attacks it. And now knight jumps over, but jumps over, then in this position, what really wins is bishop to g5. It's very simple. Queen doesn't have any square to go. And if you play f6, then
the pawn will capture and the rook will pin the queen with
yep,
the pin.
f6 is like a super threat. It's finished, right? So yeah, so queen moving the queen out e7 generally is not a good. Very rarely it may become an okay move, but generally it is not a good idea. Okay, fine. Let us how much we have come. Let us see. I think we have seen this. Okay, fit visible. We are how many positions we have seen? Yeah, we saw this also. Fourth one. We saw this. We saw this just now. Okay, six we have seen. Now let us see the seventh one. Let us try to see. Look at this position and see whether white to play what a tactic he has got. Yeah, the highlighted square. I hope you can see this board, right? This board.
Sir, knight takes knight.
Knight takes c6, correct. Knight takes c6, b takes c6.
Then fork with rook and then fork with the bishop.
And pawn
Yeah.
with the
bishop takes c6, check. Then bishop to d7. Okay, bishop to d7. Okay, let us see this.
bishop captures queen.
Bishop captures queen. No, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. There is no bishop captures queen here.
I mean rook.
Bishop captures rook is not that great a move. That's why you have to see, is there a better move? e4, e5, nf3, nc6, bishop c4, bishop c5, like an Italian opening c3, nf6, d4, ed4, castle, d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5. Oops, which is this position? We have gone to something else. Wait, this is the next one. Go to the previous game. Yeah, this position. Yeah, this is the position. Knight to e4, knight takes e4. Okay, and so there is actually there is a big threat against c6, but black ignores it. But yeah, so everybody spotted knight to c6, b takes c6. Yeah, this is all very obvious, right? Now bishop takes c6, check. Bishop d7. Now, what is the best move?
Kill the pawn on d5.
Kill the pawn on d5. Because now the threat is much better. See, you rather than taking the rook, instead if you take the rook, right, it is not that great. Yeah, you think you are taking the rook, but actually queen, yeah, new variation. Let us see. So it is not. It is good for white, but not as good. Okay, so it is. Uh, but here, what finishes it? Queen takes d5, really finishes it off. Because now this knight is also hanging, plus this rook will be gone for free now. Earlier the queen would have taken back the bishop, now it will not be. And if this bishop takes this bishop, then queen takes c6, and it's a real nasty fork, because queen will come down, and queen to d7, the rook will go for free completely. In fact, after that the knight will also go for free. So it is really terrible. Queen takes d5. Yeah, at the most what you can do is you can castle. Black can castle. In which case now white will probably pick up the knight for free. Right? Okay, so where we were, we saw this one, we saw Okay, let's go to the 8th one, and then we have 4 more. Okay, this is the 8th one. Yeah, can you see this is a simple neat tactic here. Black knight has just gone from c6 to e7.
Queen B,
Queen where?
Queen B5 check.
Correct. Queen b5 double attack. Queen b5 check picks up the c5 bishop. Right, there is no way to defend and at the same time prevent the check. So that is that. So quickly go here and let me just load the next game. No. Yeah, this is where bishop c4, bishop c5, c3, and f6, d4, e takes d4, castle, d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, queen b3. Double attack on the d5 knight, and if knight simply moves, then the f7 pawn will fall. So this is the thing. But in such a cases, bishop e6 is a good move. Okay, you have to bring out your piece at the same time defending it. But you have to be aware that the b7 pawn may fall. Yeah, so it is not so easy. We have to see. We have to see this slightly more. Okay, so I don't want to comment just on that position. So it's a tactical position here. Yeah, it is queen to b5 picks up the c.
Sir, how about knight D to E7?
Knight d to e7, then bishop f7 check. And king is getting really this one, right?
No.
King has to go to f8. King cannot come to d7. Right? It reminds you of the Italian attack, right? Where we had seen it. Similar game. I think Greco had found it. Queen b3 and all. So I think the right way to attack might be knight to g5 now. Because then you will create double threats of mate on f7. Remember that I'd shown it in L2 class. The classic attack idea, queen b3.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is black is practically lost after this. And okay, so queen b3, there must be, I think you can look at this position and try to find the right defensive move for black. Okay, because bishop e6 generally would have worked, but it doesn't work here. Queen takes b7, and this knight is also then threatened. So it is kind of it is difficult, right? Okay, fine. Let us go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. What is the position? Yeah, this position again, yeah. King has just gone to g8. White has got a tremendous attack. So white has to utilize that attack too.
Queen d5.
Yeah, queen d5, then black queen will come to e8. Oh, wait.
Queen f3.
Wait.
But the knight is falling.
So what if
Queen
knight
D5.
to d6? Queen d5, knight to d6.
Okay, what about queen f3?
So let us look at this. I mean, the suggested solution that is there is, I know, but let us play it. E4, E5, NF3, NC6, D4. What is the time? Okay, we have BC4, NF6, B4, takes D4, castle, bishop E7, knight takes D4, knight takes E4, knight goes to F5. Okay, interesting. G6, knight goes to G7, king F8. Yeah, this king move is forced, right? You see this. So it looks slightly whether the knight is getting caught too much out into the black camp, but it is forcing the king to move to a really bad square. And then bishop h6. So because of this, there is a discovered attack possible now. So black king moves further. So this really sandwiches the rook to the corner. It is like दीवाल में चुन के कर दिया. So the black rook is now, and now let us see. Queen d5 we were seeing. Queen d5, and then there are knight d6 is there. What if knight g5, right? That is also there. No, knight g5 doesn't work. Knight g5 doesn't work because bishop will take it, and then f7 will fall. So that's why knight d5. But knight to d6 might be worthwhile. But yeah. So what I was suggesting is on queen d5, I was suggesting knight to d6. Okay. So
What
somebody will
if
think,
bishop takes f7?
yeah. So bishop takes f7 nets you a one
Queen
pawn,
f3 check.
queen d5.
Okay,
Now
okay.
queen d5 check, and now so black king has to come to f6. Okay, can you see? It cannot go to g8. It cannot dare to go to f8, and it cannot go to e8. So it has to come up to f6. Then you pick up this knight, and you are creating some very strong mate threats now. So queen to f4 checkmate threat is there. So generally, I mean, black king will not last this too much long because white is castled also. His one knight will jump up, and then both the rooks will also come into picture. So pretty good. So I think bishop f7 was good here. Bishop f7, not just because it nets a pawn, it is much more than that, because black king comes out to a very dangerous open position, and white picks up again, and still attack is there. So that is the whole idea. Okay. Okay, let us look at the next one, number 10. White has just pushed the pawn e4 to e5, and black knight, instead of going to g4, has gone to h5.
Knight g5, attacking the knight and the f7 square.
Correct, absolutely right. Knight g5. Knight g5 is a winning move here. What will black do? Black cannot do much. Let us see. Black cannot do much. e4, e5, nf3, nc6, bishop c4, nf6, d4, d castle, bishop c5. Yeah, knight h5 is a terrible move actually. So as Madhura said, knight g5. Now f7 is falling. The only way to prevent f7, black thought, but which was not a great way at all, but he castled. But castling is also not that great because queen takes h5. Now it's finished actually. Game is almost finished.
Can't really do much here.
Because h7, queen h7 is threatened. F7 is again
f7 is
attacked. So it is very much, everything is falling. Plus you have already lost a knight. So it is game over. I mean, in this game, black played g6 and got checkmated. But even if he plays not as bad, even then the game is gone. So even if he, what is the other way to prevent the checkmate? H6, the only
8-6.
way, right? H6 is the only way.
Knight takes.
Knight takes f7.
Knight takes f7.
Knight takes f7, attacking the queen. So where
The
will
only way you can do is queen takes f7. I mean,
queen where?
rook takes queen f7.
Yeah, if rook takes it, then
Queen takes.
what is a good way? Let us see what is a good way to take it. Should bishop take it?
I guess queen
Yeah,
takes.
I think bishop take is quite okay. I think this is going to get finished. Right. King has to go. King cannot go to really h8. Okay, king h8 means white will simply take this and finish it off. Right. So king has to go to f8, but then also it is a terrible only, right? And it is what is there? I mean, white will simply go here. Lot of too many threats are there again. F7 threat, mate threat is there. Bishop h6 is there. So everything is falling. Yeah, pretty much gone after this. All right. So let us quickly look at the last two positions. This is the position. Think about this position and see what white can do. Let me get it on the board quickly. So next move.
Sir, is it something like the Legal's mate?
Yep, you got it. Legal's pattern, Legal's mate pattern is there. So what is the move? Bishop g4, h3,
Knight G5.
d3, knight this one. White tries g4, and black thinks that it's not going to work. Okay, because the what is why does black takes knight takes g4? Because h takes g4, bishop takes g4, the knight is pinned, and queen f6 is coming, which is going to already. In fact, it is there is a double attack, and even if the king goes to g2 and defends it, queen f6 will come, and it is finished, right? Then black is going to win back the bishop plus the white's castle is crushed. So that is the whole idea. But alas, legal's mate. Thanks to legal's mate. So what is the move?
Knight G5.
No, not knight g5. Knight g5, then bishop takes d1.
Bishop takes f7.
Nope. No.
Knight D5.
Okay, Om is asking what is a sortie. Sortie means it is like an raid. Okay, typically it is like a raid that you are doing. So it is like it is mostly used in the war. Sorties is like aircrafts carry out sorties. They go there, bomb into enemy territory, and come back. Similarly, sometimes the knight will go attack something and come back. That's why it is called as a knight sortie. Okay, somebody was saying what is the move? Sorry, I missed.
So knight takes E5.
Yeah, knight takes e5. Now offering the queen. If you take the queen, then it's a legal mate. Bishop f7, king to e7, and knight d5 checkmate. So if you don't take the queen, then you lose the. You have already lost a pawn, and one more pawn you are about to lose. So it's a what is that? Absolutely bad choice for black, right? So black thought that he has got white around his neck. He has caught white around his neck, but actually it turned out that it is white who has turned the tables on black with knight to e5. So that's why this legal's mate, right? It happens in so many different positions. So okay, so we'll see then one last position. We'll see it, and then we'll close the call. So yep, this position white has played bishop to e6. Okay, and bishop to e6. Okay, I'll show you. This is a small quick trap, but not that great a tactic, but at least bc4 and f6, d4, ed4, castle, knight e4, rook e1, d5. The knight, remember the d pawn is pinned. That is the key factor here. So queen goes to here, knight takes it, bishop e6. So far, so good. Now, white thinks, why not let me pick up a pawn? So white plays knight to d4. Now, black to play.
Knight takes d4.
Knight takes defense.
Black.
Very simple. Very simple. Just pick up the knight for free. Because,
Because if queen takes it, then queen takes rook.
yep. So this is something that, see, again, now we know it, but in the heat of the game, it is difficult to have a sense that, because right now your Whack rank is not weak. The queen and rook, both of them are defending each other. So you never think that there will be a position where the back rank will become weak, but it does become weak after your queen moves, and so such mistakes happen. Okay, so you have to be alert and you have to be there. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I think we have seen a lot of tactics, 12 tactics, and it's a minefield of tactics, two knights defense. That's why I think should play it from both sides, from white as well as black, because there are beautiful ideas from both sides. So do play it, do enjoy it in your practice games and learn a lot from it. So I'll share some. You can actually go to Leeches, and on the learn videos section, you can search for two knights defend, and you'll find a lot of links on two knights defense videos on YouTube. You can watch them. You'll get a lot of ideas. Okay. All right. So that is pretty much it. Let me stop the recording now and